Hello students, welcome to Affairscloud. My name is Vikas. So friends, we have an application by the name Careers Cloud which you can go and download through the Play Store. And once you have downloaded, you can log in with your Gmail ID. And why I am suggesting you this application, because this is the one-stop solution for all the current affairs. This is the best of the best application and the platform where you can enhance your learning through help. Here you will be provided with multiple courses. Here you will be provided with multiple options of quizzes, and even you will be provided current affairs on daily basis. PDFs and quizzes will be provided to you on daily basis, both in Hindi as well as English. Here you will be provided current affairs with weekly basis and monthly basis also. Here remember, once you have done watching our video, then you can log in through this application, take out the PDF, read that PDF and go through the quizzes. That will enhance your preparation. Same you have to do for weekly and same you have to do for the monthly also. In monthly you will be provided with the top 100 important questions PDF and video also, that will enhance your learning, and it will be a very beneficial and important video for the revision perspective. And not just this friends, apart from this we also provide you banking and economic questions. We provide you state current affairs such as of Uttarakhand, UP, Tripura, Telangana, and many more. Not just this, apart from this, we also provide you topic wise current affairs, and the topics that we are providing you are really important. These topics are such as national affairs, international affairs, important days, sports, defense, science and technology, apps and web portals, obituary. These are the important topics that are being asked in various exams across India. So these are the topics that are must and should be covered and will be beneficial for the preparation of the students. Hello everyone. So in this video we will be discussing important current of 2nd August, right? The session will be very interesting and important, so do pay attention till the end. Let's start. The first question is, which two organizations signed a memorandum of understanding to establish mechanism of technical and institutional cooperation in telecommunications? So remember, it is your TRAI and CDOT. These are the two organizations. They recently signed a memorandum of understanding to establish a mechanism of technical and institutional cooperation in telecommunications, right? And this MOU was signed at TRAI headquarters. And where is the TRAI headquarters? It is located in New Delhi. Correct? What are some of the outcomes if we talk about? Through this MOU, TRI and CDOT, they have collaborated to explore various potential technologies in the field of telecommunication, right? That how can we incorporate new technologies in this sector, right? How can we do research and development here? How can we do various policies, right? Regulatory studies, knowledge disseminations, correct? And how can we incorporate the upcoming technology? Say for example, how can we make use of artificial intelligence and machine learning in the sector of broadcasting here, correct? So remember, basically to have a technology driven growth in India, TRAI and CDOT, they both signed a memorandum of understanding at TRAI headquarters to establish a mechanism of technical and institutional cooperation in the telecommunication sector. Correct? Next year also remember CDOT, right? They signed consortium agreement with industry partner for collaboration, development and disengagement of 5G RAN solutions, right? That is your 5G radio access network solutions. We know that 5G has been launched, right? And with the faster internet speed. So to provide a better collaborative radio access network solutions, right? CDOT also signed a consortium, or they with various industry partners here, correct? Next, here you can see it is TRI and CDOT. They signed this MOU to establish mechanism of technical and institutional cooperation in telecommunication. That how can we bring new technology into this sector and upgrade this sector and come up with better services. Next is second edition of Semicon India 2023 was held where? First of all, if we talk about the first edition of Semicon, where was this held? It was organized in Bangalore, Karnataka. It was inaugurated by Prime Minister Narendra Modi. And now if we talk about the second edition of this Semicon India, where was this held? It was held in Gandhinagar, Gujarat. Correct. So the state is in Gujarat. We saw this second edition of Semicon India 2023, right? This was a 3 day long program. It was held from 28th of July till 30th of July, correct? And it was organized by whom? It was organized by India Semiconductor Mission in partnership with various industry associations. The main aim here is to make Gujarat, or basically we can say to make India a global hub for manufacturing of semiconductors in India. Correct. And where do we use these semiconductor chips? In our smartphones, in our cars, right? In our mobile phones, then in various iPads, laptops, in every electronic device, we will be using this semiconductor chips. Correct. Then there is a theme that you need to remember here, on which this Semicon second edition of Semicon India 2023 was held. It is catalyzing India's semiconductor ecosystem. I repeat, catalyzing India's semiconductor ecosystem. This is the theme for this Semicon India 2023. Correct. Next. Then remember, there is a India Semiconductor Mission also, ISM. This India Semiconductor Mission was launched in 2021, correct? And this was also related to the same, that we will be focusing more on semiconductor development and how can we make a business out of it, correct? Next. Here you can see Prime Minister Narendra Modi inaugurated the second edition of Semicon India 2023 that was held in Gandhinagar, Gujarat. And the theme here was based on this, catalyzing India's semiconductor ecosystem. Next, India, along with which country, signed a memorandum of understanding for cooperation in the agriculture sector, right? That how can we improve our agriculture sector? How can we incorporate new technologies in this sector? Say for example, how can we increase the use of drones in agriculture, right? This will help us to spray pesticides, right? Help us in irrigation perspective, correct? And then similarly, how we will be using IoT, that is your Internet of Things, correct? IoT devices, artificial intelligence, machine learning, sensors. How can we make use of satellite, correct? With all this, how can we increase the farming, right? And also increase the income levels of farmers, right? So India, along with which country, signed this memorandum of understanding? It was signed with Moldova, correct? And it is for the cooperation in the agriculture sector, correct? And during this meeting, the ministers basically emphasized the potential of increasing bilateral trade in agriculture commodities and also strengthening the agriculture cooperation through exchange of knowledge and technology, correct? Next. Also, first tell me, which was the first country to make use of satellite data? Or not this, tell me the first country that launched a satellite that was specifically dedicated to agriculture, right? So it is South Africa, right? South Africa is the country that launched a satellite that was dedicated to agriculture only, correct? So here you can see India and Moldova agreed to sign this MOU for cooperation in agriculture. Next is banking and finance. Non-food bank credit grew to 6.3% in June 2023. For aviation, it's 93.4% hike as per the RBI data. I repeat, RBI, Reserve Bank of India, correct, they released a report that is sectoral deployment of bank credit for June 2023, right? And this is basically stating that there is a growth of non-food bank credit and there is a jump of 16.3% here. You can see for the non-food bank credit, there is a jump of 16.3% in June 2023 as compared to that of 15% in June 2022. On the other hand, the food bank credit shows a decline of minus 25.4% in June as compared to a decline of 55% in June 2022. Correct. The total bank credit of both food credit and non-food credit grew at 16.2% in June. That was 14.5% in June 2022. Correct. Next is which organization launched
two new devices, that is pocket soundbox and music soundbox, to empower on the go merchants. It is your Paytm, correct? Parent company is 197 Communication, correct? And they have launched two new devices. One is your pocket sound box and second is your music sound box. Both of these devices, they are equipped with 4G, correct? And they will provide better services, better convenience for on the go merchants. And this, remember, this Paytm sound box, this is the first of its kind make in India portable device, right? It is as small as debit card to empower the on the go merchants with instant audio payment alerts, right? This provides 5 days of battery life and it is equipped with 4G connectivity, right? And it will also work in the low light conditions. Then if we talk about this music soundbox, this is a unique device that will allow the merchants to play music from their mobile phones via Bluetooth via managing payment transactions. This will have a battery life of 10 days and it has a 4G connectivity and a powerful 4-watt speaker also. Correct? So these are some two devices that you need to remember that were launched by Paytm. Next, here you can see these are the two devices, correct? Next, SEBI asked MIIs to develop common online dispute resolution portal. I repeat, SEBI, they have recently released a circular stating the market infrastructure institutions such as stock exchanges, deposits, and clearing corporations should set up a common online dispute resolution portal to resolve the disputes involving investors, listed companies, designated intermediaries, and regulated entities. Market participants such as all listed companies, regulated entities, they should enroll in this portal. Various features and functionalities will be integrated into this ODR portal to facilitate the registration of investor and market participants. The portal will include a status update facility that retrieves information from the ODR institution concerning the progress of the complaint. Correct? Then, if we talk about the dispute resolution process, to initiate the dispute resolution process, SEBI has outlined the few steps. First step is in the first instance, the investor must raise their grievance directly with the market participant by lodging a complaint. Second, if the grievance is not resolved, the investor can escalate it through the scores portal, right? Then third, after exhausting all available resolution options, if the investor remains dissatisfied, they can initiate dispute resolution through the ODR portal on the third initiative. Then right after that, if the investor is may not directly opt for ODR portal if the grievance lodged with the market participant was not resolved to their satisfaction. Correct? Then remember, after this also, however, before doing, they must provide the investor with a notice period of at least 15 calendar days to attempt the resolution, which should have remained unsatisfactorily resolved between these days. That is your almost 15 calendar days. Correct? So coming back, SEBI has asked these market infrastructure institutions to develop common online dispute resolution portal, right? And these are the various steps that they need to follow. Next, which bank hosted fintech growth program in Bangalore? I repeat, which bank hosted a fintech growth program in Bangalore? Right? And this was the first ever edition of it, that is KBL Fin1, right? A fintech growth program. So this was hosted by Karnataka Bank, right? And it was in Bangalore, Karnataka. We hosted this fintech growth program in Bangalore, Karnataka, and it was your KBL Fin1. The main objective here is to develop innovative business models, provide banking experience, and offer complete product suite, right? And this KBL Fin1, this will feature over 30 speakers from various fintechs on topics such as emerging lending models, neobanks, including no code, low code, right, etc. And the event is hosted in association with Fintech Meetup. Correct? It was your Karnataka Bank. Next, here you can see it is Karnataka Bank that have recently hosted the first edition of KBL Fin1, that is a fintech growth program that was in Bangalore, Karnataka. The main objective is to forge collaborations or to develop innovative business models, providing seamless banking experience and offering a complete product suite. Next is appointments and resignations. Thuraiya Hamid Al Hassami, elected as the Board of Director and Constituency Director of BRICS New Development Bank. I repeat, for the BRICS New Development Bank has elected Thuraiya Hamid Al Hassami, the Director of International Financial Relations and Organization Department of UAE Ministry of Finance, as a member of Board of Directors and a Constituency Director. So direct question, who has been appointed as the Board of Director and Constituency Director of BRICS New Development Bank? He will be Thuraiya Hamid Al Hassami, right? And Al Hassami will become the first Emirati and Arab woman to assume a director's position. Correct? Remember, she's a woman and she will become the first Arab woman and first Emirati to assume the Board of Director and Constituency Director position in the BRICS New Development Bank. Next is related to acquisition and merger. LIC Mutual Fund, they have completed the merger of the IDBI Mutual Fund schemes. Direct question, remember, it is your LIC Life Insurance Corporation Mutual Fund. They completed the acquisition of the IDBI Mutual Fund from IDBI Asset Management Limited, and it was following the approval of CCI in March 2023. With this merger, LIC aims to enhance and broaden their product range and extend the presence and increase their assets under management. Correct? If we talk about the merger, out of the 20 schemes of IDBI Mutual Fund, 10 schemes would undergo a merger with the corresponding schemes of the LIC Mutual Fund. The remaining 10 schemes will directly be taken over by LIC Mutual Fund as a standalone offering. What was the main aim here of the merger? The main aim of the merger was to offer schemes in the mid cap, small cap, gold fund and passive fund segments. Correct? Then remember, as of June 2023, LIC Mutual Fund, they had an asset under management of 18,400 crore rupees, while IDBI Mutual Fund, they had 3,650 crore rupees AUM, assets under management. Correct? Moving on. Stuart Broad, he has announced retirement from cricket. He used to play for which country? He used to play for England, right? Stuart Broad, England pacer, has announced retirement from all the forms of cricket. Correct? Here you can see Stuart Broad, right? He made one-day international and T20 debut against Pakistan in August 2006 and test debut in December 2007 against Sri Lanka. He played for England national team in 167 test matches with 604 wickets, and now he has announced the retirement. Also remember, as of now in July 2023, he was the 5th highest wicket taker in test history with 602 runs and 167 matches. Correct? Also, Moeen Ali has also confirmed his retirement from test cricket after Ashes 2023. And Moeen Ali, he also plays for England. Correct? Next is obituary. Vakam Purushottam, right? Vakam Purushottam has recently passed away. He was the Congress leader and a former governor who recently passed away, right? So remember, Vakam Purushottam, the senior Congress leader and former speaker of Kerala, who served as the governor of Mizoram also from 2011 to 2014, has recently passed away at the age of 95 in Thiruvananthapuram, Kerala. So he was the former speaker of Kerala, right? And he was the former governor of Mizoram, correct? And a senior Congress leader who recently passed away. Correct? Next is related to books and authors. Rishi Raj's new book, Kargil Ek Yatri Ki Zubani. This is the name of a book, that is the true tribute to martyrs of Kargil war. It was recently released. Correct? And Ajay Bhatt, Ajay Bhatt has released the book and illustrations that was titled Kargil Ek Yatri Ki Zubani. This book is authored by whom? This book is authored by Rishi Raj, and this is the Hindi edition of this book. This book was published by Prabhat Prakashan. Correct, and this book portrays the life of almost 527 soldiers who laid down their lives for our nation in the Kargil war. Correct. So remember Rishi Raj's new book. He's the author of the book that is Kargil Ek Yatri Ki Zubani. That is the Hindi edition of the book, and this book has been recently released by Ajay Bhatt. Next is important is Aviation Security Culture Week. It is observed from 31st of July to 5th of August. I repeat, India's aviation security regulator, the Bureau of Civil Aviation Security, that comes under the Ministry of Civil Aviation, inaugurated this Aviation Security Culture Week. Right, this is headquartered in New Delhi from 31st of July to 5th of August, and this is for the first time in India we are observing this Aviation Security Culture Week. Right, and it was from 31st of July till 5th of August. Then the theme of this Aviation Security Culture Week is See It, Say It, Secure It. I repeat, See It, Say It, and Secure It. This is the theme that you need to remember for Aviation Security Culture Week. Next is your World Breastfeeding Day. World Breastfeeding Day is observed from 1st to 7th of August, right? And it is to raise awareness about the breastfeeding and their benefits. The main aim is to support and encourage breastfeeding as a vital aspect of health and well-being for both mother and child. And World Breastfeeding Week is observed from 1st of August till 7th of August. If we talk about World Breastfeeding Day, right, or this World Breastfeeding Week, for the first time it was observed in 1992, and there is a theme that you need to remember. Let's make breastfeeding and work work. I repeat, let's make breastfeeding and work work. This is the theme for the World Breastfeeding Week that was observed from 1st to 7th of August. Next is World Lung Cancer Day. When do we observe World Lung Cancer Day? This day is observed across the globe on 1st of August. Right? The day also aims to focus more on lung cancer research and arrange financial and moral support for the same. Correct? So this is your World Lung Cancer Day observed on 1st of August. Next is state news. Recently, United Nations Population Fund, UNFPA, correct? They have recently tied up with MP government, that is Madhya Pradesh government, to launch Just Ask a chatbot for adolescents and young adults on SRHR. What is this SRHR? This is your sexual and reproductive health rights, right? So remember, United Nations Populations Fund, right? UNFPA and Madhya Pradesh government, they together launched a chatbot, and this chatbot, what is the name? Just Ask. And why this was launched, or on what reason this was launched? This was launched for on the issues and to help the India as well as help the people to get our youngsters get aware about the sexual and reproductive health and rights. I repeat, sexual and reproductive health and rights. On this topic, a chatbot was launched that was Just Ask. It was launched in collaboration with United Nations Population Fund and your government of Madhya Pradesh. All right, and this is a AI enabled chatbot. Remember this, it is important. Correct. Then the project will be funded by Bayer, an international pharmaceutical company. They will contribute 720,000 US dollar. Correct, and it is to improve the awareness on sexual and reproductive health and rights among the young people of India. Correct. So friends, these were some important current affairs for the day. Now let's go for a quick revision. TRAI and CDOT signed an MOU to establish mechanism of technical and institutional cooperation in telecommunications. Semiconductor Conference, second edition of the Semiconductor Conference was held from 28th to 30th of July in Gandhinagar, Gujarat, and Prime Minister Narendra Modi inaugurated it. Then India and Moldova agreed to sign an MOU for cooperation in agriculture. Non-food bank credit grew to 16.3% in June. For aviation, it is 94.3% hike as per the RBI data. Paytm has launched two new devices, that is Pocket Soundbox and Music Soundbox, to empower on-the-go merchants. SEBI has asked MIIs to develop common online dispute resolution portals, and step-by-step guidelines has also been provided that how they should proceed with it. Then Karnataka Bank hosted the FinTech Growth Program in Bengaluru. Thuraiya Hamid Al Hasmi, she has been elected as the Board of Director and Constituency Director of BRICS New Development Bank. LIC Mutual Fund completed the merger of IDBI mutual fund schemes. Then England bowler Stuart Broad has retired from all the forms of cricket. Even Moeen Ali will be retiring after the Ashes 2023, and they both are of England. Vakam Purushottam, Congress leader and former governor of Mizoram and former speaker of Kerala, recently passed away. Rishi Raj's new book, that is Kargil Ek Yatri Ki Zubani, a true tribute to martyrs of Kargil War, has been recently released by, and this was authored by Rishi Raj. Then Aviation Security Culture Week is observed from 31st of July to 5th of August. World Breastfeeding Week is observed from 1st to 7th of August. World Lung Cancer Day is observed on 1st of August. And United Nations Population Fund and MP government, they launched Just Ask. This is a chatbot that is for adolescents and young adults on sexual and reproductive health issues. Correct? And this is AI enabled chatbot. So friends, these were your some important current affairs for the day. Now let's move to some revision part. The dash edition of the annual naval exercise Ekatha between India and Maldives was scheduled to be conducted from 4th of June to 3rd of July in Maldives. First of all, remember what is the name of this exercise? Ekatha, right? This is a naval exercise. Then next thing, remember which edition it was the 6th edition of this exercise. So right option here becomes option 5. Then this exercise was conducted between India and Maldives. Next thing, this was from 4th of June till 3rd of July. Correct? And question can be asked that it was between which force? It was between the navies of these two exercise or these two countries. Correct? Ekatha exercise. And this was the 6th edition. That is the being question asked here. Next, the first edition of India Dash and UAE trilateral maritime partnership exercise was held in the Gulf of Munna. Right? So in the Gulf of Oman. So what is the location? Gulf of Oman, where the first ever edition of exercise that was held between India, France and UAE was held. Right? It was a trilateral maritime partnership that was held from 7th till 8th of June. And what was the aim? It was to enhance the cooperation between the navies of these three countries, right? So we can say the question if asked that it was held between which force? It was the navies of these three countries that took part in this exercise, where in the Gulf of Oman. Correct? Then here remember one of the Indian naval ship that took part here. What was the name? It is Tarkash. INS Tarkash took part in this exercise. That was the first ever edition of the exercise. That was the trilateral maritime partnership exercise that was held in Gulf of Oman. That was between India, France and UAE. So option 2 is right here. Next, the first ammunition cum torpedo cum missile barge of the series LSAM 15 Yard 125 was delivered to Indian Navy at the Naval Armament Depot, that is in Karanja, that is in Mumbai, Maharashtra. Correct? So remember, the first ammunition cum torpedo cum missile barge of the series LSAM 15, this was delivered to Indian Navy at the Naval Armament Depot, that is in Karanja, Mumbai, Maharashtra. Correct? And a contract for 11 such ACTCM, that is your ammunition cum torpedo cum missile barge, 11 of such order or contract for 11 such has been delivered, right? And they will be built under Atmanirbhar Bharat, and this barge was built under the classification rules of the Indian Register of Shipping, and this will have a lifespan of almost 30 years. or we can say 30 plus years. Next, 12th iteration of the bilateral joint military exercise Ukraine was held between Indian Army and Dash country Naval Defense Force or National Defense Force, which commenced in Uttarakhand. So remember, recently we are talking about exercise Ukraine. This is the exercise that was held between the Indian Army and your Maldives Army, right? And if asked that this exercise was conducted between the armies of these two nations, and this is exercise Ukraine. This was the 12th edition of the exercise that was held recently where, and if location is asked, then it was held in Uttarakhand in India only. Correct, it was held in the month of June, and it is a bilateral exercise that is conducted alternately once in India and then in Maldives. Correct. So option 2 is right here. Next, name the Indian naval ship that participated in the 4th edition of the multilateral naval exercise Komodo that was held in Indonesia. So it is your INS Satpura. Correct, INS Satpura, it participated in the 4th edition of the multi-naval exercise Komodo. This is the name of the exercise. Correct, this was held where? This was held, the location here is Indonesia. Correct, and it was from 4th to 8th of June this exercise Komodo was held, right? It is a naval exercise 4th edition, and Indian naval ship Satpura took part in this Komodo exercise. Correct. Then remember, there is an term Sagar. Can you tell me the full form of this Sagar? Sagar stands for security and growth for all in region, right? Then remember, in this MNEK, that is your multi-naval exercise Komodo. In this, how many countries took part? It was 36 countries that took part in this particular exercise. Then there was a theme also for this particular exercise, that is partnership to recover and to rise stronger. I repeat, partnership to recover and rise stronger. Next, in June, India participated in the 19th edition of the multinational peacekeeping joint exercise, that is exercise Conquest. This exercise was held where? It was held in Mongolia, right? Conquest. Correct. This exercise was held where? In Mongolia, and Indian Army took part in this particular exercise, right? And which contingent from Indian Army took part? It was your Garhwal Rifles that took part in this particular exercise. Correct, and this was scheduled to be held from 19th of June till 2nd of July. Correct. Next is name the exercise that was conducted by the Northern Command of the Indian Army in Eastern Ladakh. It is your Agnistra 1. I repeat, Agnistra 1 is the name of the exercise that was conducted by Northern Command of the Indian Army in Eastern Ladakh. And this Agnistra, it means fire arms. Correct, in Hindi. Then here only an anti-tank missile and Carl Gustav rocket launchers, they also participated in this exercise Agnistra 1. Now friends, let's move to the homework section. First, Fangong Konyak was seen in news is a member of parliament from which state or UT? Second, which river serves as the predominant border between the United States and Mexico? Third, Madhei Wildlife Sanctuary is located in which state or union territory? So these are your 3 homework questions, friends. I want to see maximum participation of the students watching this video, and I want them to comment below the answers of these 3 homework questions, right? It is mandatory for all the students watching it because this will be helping you in your preparation, correct? So friends, that's all for the day. Thank you and have a nice day.
That's all for the day, friends. I hope you enjoyed the session, and you can follow us on the YouTube channel, as well as apart from YouTube channel, you can go and follow us at Affairscloud Telegram channel. And if you have any queries related to the content or the courses offered to you or the payment which you did on the application, you can contact us on the number provided, that is 7677333862. Apart from this, friends, you can follow us on the Facebook as well as on Instagram handle, that is Affairscloud_official. In the end, friends, if you use a code that is Vikas10, you will be getting an additional extra 10% discount by using this code Vikas10. Also, if you have any problem regarding the course purchase, any problem regarding to our application, you can contact us on the mobile number that is 9677333862. And if you want to mail us, you can also mail us on support@affairscloud.com, and I assure you that our representative from us will be contacting you soon and resolving your issue.